to lose weight, but I just can't. The weight seems to just stay on my body. Baba!
What you want, baby?
Everything.
Well, you know mama's baby gets whatever she wants. Here you go, child.
Can't walk, can't move. All I do, I lay is in this room. Yeah, I got my TV, screen time, always exceeding. Uber Eats is what I'm always reading. Only 4 walls is what I see. Can't see through my window, never feeling free. Knees hurt, feet hurt, butt hurts, but that's alright. Mama walks in my room with my evening delight. Cookies, poppies, there's no end to what I won't eat.
Okay. Really? I mean, this is your life. This is your health. There's no hope for you.
You're costing me my weight loss surgery and you're ruining everything!
Welcome to my life. Food is all I look forward to. My 600-pound life. Food never leaves me. Welcome to my life. My 600-pound life. My 600-pound life.
I got into a little thing with a vacuum cleaner this weekend.
Don't ask.
My 600-pound life is about individuals who are on the extreme side of obesity. Many cannot walk, their mobility is non-existent, and all they do is pretty much stay in one room, in one bed, and eat.
When I'm eating my mom's cooking, even when I'm starting to feel full, I just can't stop.
My 600-pound life on TLC is a show that has many people confused.
Everybody from that show, My 600-Pound Life, got a relationship. But a lot of us be single.
Extremely grossed out from the multiple, very close-up body shots of usually bodies in the nude.
Oh!
Ew. Ew.
What the?
And thus thanking our mamas for calling us fat when we were younger.
I'm glad my mama called me a fat growing up, because if she didn't, I'd probably be 600 pounds today, because all I did was eat. My mama said she wasn't finna have no big fat daughter.
Many people on the show have some extreme eating habits, which sparked because they had some type of traumatic event that left them feeling lonely until they found that one and only thing that would never make fun of them and never leave them. Food.
Because when I was younger and in the hospital, everyone paid attention to me. And now it was like I didn't exist at all. At that time, any stress or loneliness, I ran to food.
And the next thing they know, they're in bed with a platter of Popeye spread across their gut as if it's a table, like Gary.
Pretty good, huh? The mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I haven't watched My 600-Pound Life in a while, but I couldn't get on TikTok without people talking about
Gary's story.
Everybody's talking about Gary.
Everybody seemed to be mad at Gary.
Person who is bedridden because they can't put the damn fork down because they some big fat glutton ass people.
Calling him entitled.
Some big Gary talking about, oh, they be lazy. The caretakers be lazy.
There were so many videos that even his cousin stepped in to try to help reduce the hate from the internet.
So, first off, I'm gonna start by saying Gary is my family.
So you got me TikTok, you got me in your clutches. I need to know what's going on with Gary. So let's sit down, grab your snacks. We got a My 600-Pound Life to watch. Gary's story. So the episode starts off with Gary in this just extremely depressing of a room. There's nothing in that room to make it worth living. Plain walls, one window that he can't even really see out because he can't sit up. The room is literally saying, I will die here.
Sometimes when I wake up, I feel like getting up and going to the kitchen or hopping in the shower, but I can't do those things.
So I am not saying this to be mean, rude, or anything between. Well, it might come off a little rude. I'm just very curious. Whenever I watch My 600-Pound Life, they all have like a sort of like a speech, like the way they talk. So my question is, does being this severely obese hinder your vocal cords? Because it feels like they would be getting choked out. Let's learn. Yes, being severely obese can change your vocal cords, often leading to a hoarser voice due to increased tissue bulk in the throat and upper airways. Oh, which can affect how the vocal cords vibrate and function properly. Okay, well, there you go. Y'all keep embracing the fat body positivity.
Look at this.
And no such thing as calories, as I see they do on TikTok, and you will get the, what is it called? Laryngopharyngeal reflux. I said that completely wrong, but I don't need to say it right to know that I don't want it.
And I need you to use this audio and show me your adorable belly outlines.
Isn't it great?
Chris!
Anyway, where were we with Gary?
I can't even get out of bed.
Right, so Gary can't really move, like at all. He can't even get up to go to the bathroom. He has to use a trapeze above his bed to very roughly pull himself up so that his caretaker can clean up his and y'all, it is a task.
But even doing that, I start huffing and puffing. Bed bathing is difficult, especially when you got a lazy caregiver.
Gary, you did not just lay up in your bed, shirt off, gut just kind of hanging with what will eventually be eating a family platter of Popeyes, because that was in the intro.
Pretty good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And call somebody else
lazy.
Sir, we are 1 minute and 17 seconds in, and I'm kind of already seeing why there are copious amounts of TikToks floating around about you.
If that person doesn't thoroughly clean me, then we have a problem. It's a routine. You know, wash, rinse, dry. Wash, rinse, dry. Then you got those people that do wash, dry. Turn over, wash, dry. What happened to wash, rinse?
Sir, I think you should just be thrilled that anybody wants to clean you. I have seen one person and they have to flip his body over and clean in between those folds. Once again, I don't mean to be rude. Question audience, but have you been around a morbidly obese person who cannot clean themselves? I have a very obese family, and even with a little bit of sweat, just a tiny bit, you know, they start getting nervous and it gets funky really quick. So I can't imagine someone of this caliber and that amount of stink naked trying to tell me
wash, rinse, dry.
The routine. Let me just get it done, okay? Now, I'm not saying that he smells, because I know a lot of obese people get mad when that's like a stereotype, but I'm just saying
all that dried up soap becomes more dirt and it becomes even more icky.
That there are some signs that he might. All right, so who is the person that gets him the food? Who does he live with? There's always someone that is the enabler.
After my caregiver leaves, my mom comes over to cook breakfast for me. That's when everything turns around.
Of course it turns around, because Mama Gary gets Gary whatever he wants.
What you want to eat?
Everything.
So Gary originally asks for 4 eggs and bacon and grits, but when the mom serves him his food on his gut, might I tell you, I can tell that is way more than 4 eggs. She either put something else in those eggs or said, my baby needs more eggs than that. And also, my baby needs a little bit more extra on his plate, because there was this really quick clip that I just saw. Sir, what are these right here? What are those? Mama Gary? Gary? I will tell you what those are. Those are the controversial cookies that you either love them or very much hate them. And he clearly is a lover of them, because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those things on his plate alongside with his breakfast. Someone please tell me why anybody would need 4 cookies on a plate with bacon and eggs and grits for breakfast. Oh my God. I kind of want to scream, because what is the Jesus? Take me now. Okay, so what is the trauma? Because there better be trauma, Gary. That's a lot of cookies for breakfast.
It's unexplainable, because I'm the only one in my family that struggles with the weight problem.
I feel like the cameramen know exactly what they're doing with these camera angles.
Carrie, can you, while she's telling this story, can you get a little bit lower to the ground? Get down on the floor. Are you sure? I mean, I'm already sitting. Yes, I'm sure. Get on the ground. Oh, well, it just doesn't seem like a very flattering angle. Get on the ground, Terry.
All right, so for most of these like my 600-pound life stories with the trauma, they usually got like actually ABUSED or just ABUSED'd in general. They had their whole family die extremely tragically, like in front of them. For Gary, there wasn't really a trauma story with Gary. He basically was the last baby of his mom and got super spoiled all the time.
Growing up, I was the youngest of 8 and the baby of the family.
And I really just can't help but think this sick thought that possibly maybe Mama Gary kind of likes that she's still taking care of him.
She spoiled me. You know, she still spoils me to this day.
Goodness, he is so cute, but also he looks so much like a lot of the little boys in my family and when they start getting obese. And he looks a lot kind of like my brother. That brings back like a lot, like the outfit, everything. That brings back a lot of memories. But anyway, Gary starts to turn to food because he started hearing people talk about him, his own family talking about him negatively, about how he's not doing too well.
That's when I first remember eating purely for comfort. And that was when the demons inside me were unleashed.
Then he started middle school, everybody's body was changing, all the girls started looking a lot prettier, and Gary was a little interested, and then he started looking at himself.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, hella insecure. Don't know how to unlock my confidence at all.
And started smoking weed, and that made him even hungrier.
And it was fun to get high and eat.
He was gaining weight, he was smoking weed, he was skipping school, not even really going. He was just eating and smoking, and he was doing very horribly.
I watched TV and ate nuggets, and I dropped out of high school.
But eventually he would find music, and he was actually really good at it. So good that he was noticed by a guy named Anthony.
Then one day this guy Anthony comes walking in, and I was playing a Triton chord, and he was like, man, you remind me so much of me when I was your age.
So he got so good that he wanted him, Anthony wanted him to be in a music video.
Singing hook for a song in the main executive.
And Gary was chilling with all the celebrities and even got introduced to the rich people drug.
I wasn't planning on doing it again after that.
I don't think anyone plans on doing it again, but if you have an addictive personality and you find happiness through other substances like food,
the only thing powerful enough to distract me from darker thoughts is food.
There's just a very good chance that you will find happiness through drugs and probably do it again.
You know, being young and then going into adulthood, I can see that Gary suffers from addictive behavior.
You think, Mom? Anyway, okay, I don't want to be too mean, but I already see why people were like, because usually the thing after drugs, if you're getting help and you get out of that, many people will gain weight.
When you're under the influence of drugs and then you get sober and you stop doing drugs, you start to eat.
And the next thing he knew, he was over 700 pounds, no mobility, can barely sit up in bed.
My mobility has worsened.
And laying in his own feces while he's FaceTiming his mama to get him things from the grocery store. While he's drinking chocolate milk because he can't sit up.
You want cupcakes?
Well, you might as well ask him if he wants a side of cocaine with that, Mom. But instead of asking him if he wants that, she brings him Popeyes that can feed a family of 5.
Pretty good, huh? The mac and cheese?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's just cut to commercial. I need a little bit of a break. This video is sponsored by you. All I want is for y'all to hit the subscribe button. I don't know the algorithm, okay? I don't have a mentor, a manager, a producer, a sensei. How do YouTubers have these things? I thought we were just posting videos. But I do know subscribing, sharing, and leaving a comment helps trick the algorithm. So will you help me trick the algorithm today by screaming, Gary, stop ordering
everything.
All right, so it's month 1. Now Gary knows he needs to change a lot, and he calls Dr. Now, who looks more dead on the inside. So Dr. Now straight up asks him, who the hell's bringing you all this food if you can't even sit up?
The thing is, if my caretakers don't bring me food, then, you know, I can always, you know, use an app.
Now this would be an easy fix if you were my son. Whew. All right, baby. Here's some carrots and some lean chicken breasts, and of course a gallon of water. So Gary wants to come see Dr. Now for weight loss surgery, as most people who contact Dr. Now, that's what they want. And he thinks that he weighs
745.
But Dr. Now wants a for sure answer because Gary hasn't been able to even really roll over, sit up, or stand in months, and they need a hard number, not a Gary guess.
We can't magically make you lose weight.
So that means, that's right, time for a field trip. Oh wait, nope, sorry, not yet. We actually have to prepare for the field trip for about 2 months.
So I'm gonna show you a 1200 calorie, high protein, low carb diet. So this is gonna be a combined effort between you and your caregiver.
Because Gary can't get up, so he has to work with a PT to help him get out of bed so that he can actually go to the scale. And this will take about 2 months for Gary.
We're gonna start with some ankle pumps. So
Y'all, why did they do that to this man? I saw those feet on TikTok and I purposely did not click on it because I don't have to say what they are. You know, I tried to avoid it. Now they're all up in my face. Okay, so he does a few sessions with a physical therapist and their exercises consist of ankle pumps,
feet, toes way back to feel that stretch in the back of your leg,
band exercises,
press down into the band like you're pushing on the gas pedal.
Why did they have to keep showing this man's feet? They know people are gonna drag him and he's probably already feeling extremely low. But all in all, he has been doing all of these things for about 2 months to prepare for the field trip, and he's been doing everything and anything possible that he can because he doesn't want to be like those lazy caretakers who don't do the
wash, rinse, dry.
Yes, that thing.
What are you doing in between physical therapy to get your stamina up and get you walking?
Nothing.
All right, you know what? Let's just go take the damn field trip. So you know when we want to do something, we just kind of do it. We want to go to the park, we just kind of go. Going to the store? Sure, let's get our grocery list done. You know, or things like walking down the stairs, we just kind of do it. Now for the morbidly obese, honey, it is a whole event. So after another month, it's time to get weighed because doctor now gave him 1 month to lose 100 pounds because of how heavy Gary is and how much food that he normally eats. And Gary didn't like that he gave him that goal.
1 month?
Yeah, 1 month.
Not 2?
No, 1 month. You're running out of time. And already gave you 2 months.
Come on, man.
So to get to Gary's destination of weighing himself, they need about 5 adult men to assist him out of the apartment. And I just feel my anxiety is just rising because the way that door was looking and how small the hallways are and the fact that Gary hasn't been through a doorway in about, 9 months now, I'm just asking how?
All right.
Okay, well, he fit through pretty well, actually. I'm surprised about that. But now he gets to see the world.
This is the first time I had a change of scenery.
And go into another depressing room to lay in and look at the ceiling. Does anyone else just watch these and just kind of... I'm running down the stairs. Doesn't it make you just want to go outside and just twirl around a little bit? I can run up the stairs. I'm in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom by myself.
Want me to hold your phone?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Great job, Mom. And now you fucking smash that thing. That will solve the ordering food issue. Even though I have to question who the hell is bringing the food to his bed. Mom, he can't get up. So whoever's bringing him the Uber Eats can't just enter the house because Gary don't get up seat. So I guess you gotta take the whole mom, pick her up and put her not in the same house as him. Anyway, time to get an official weigh-in after 5 months now of hard work.
I'm nervous because I've been working on my diet. And my walking feels better, and I feel lighter.
There's actually absolutely nothing to be nervous about because someone of Gary's caliber should be losing mass amounts of weight. The fat should be melting off him. The way that those weight loss commercials make people think the weight's gonna melt off them when they take a magical pill. So Gary's starting weight was 764. Nurse, drum roll please, what's the number?
The weight is 764.
Whoa, okay.
Okay, well now it's time for the walk of shame. Don't you dare say it. You know what I mean. He's gotta go talk to Dr. Now.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
No, you're not. Don't you lie.
My weight today is 764.
I see. Your days 1 month ago was you 745. So you haven't lost anything, huh?
You know what? Dr. Now seems like he's unamused at this point. He is not shaken to the core. His jaw did not drop. He didn't even look up from whatever work he was doing before the call. So Dr. Now just gives him that normal spiel that he gives to all the people that are about to die but not changing.
You're probably eating close to 8,000 calories a day.
So then Gary goes on his own spiel of how he's going to do better.
I've been doing my physical therapy and my diet, I haven't been eating unhealthy. I just have to eat less. The only option is to change.
Or death. That is also an option. A morbid option, but you know, it's an option because that's sometimes what happens. Don't look at me like that like I'm a negative Nancy. Doctor Now tells him.
You're waiting for your body to give out, and then it's gonna be too late for you.
And he pretty much says, bottom line, you're eating yourself to death. And Gary just says, what?
Well, I'm not eating a lot of fattening foods. I'm eating sugar-free food, plant-based food.
Okay, so now you're just saying words that you think are healthy.
Meal preps.
See, you think Dr. Now's going to fall for this? You think Dr. Now, whose face is permanently like this, is going to believe this?
I'm not eating that much.
Y'all are killing this man. He dies a lot inside every time he has to get on video call with these people who think that they can make Dr. Now believe that someone who is almost 800 pounds isn't eating that much.
Are you saying I'm stupid?
All right, so they end this session with Gary saying, I'm gonna do it this time.
I'm gonna start as soon as possible.
So month 6 comes along. He's got his new sneakers on. He's standing out of bed and then sitting right back into his wheelchair.
Wow, I'm in a chair.
You're in the chair.
You know, it is a step, not the step that Dr. Now wants, but I guess it's a step after 6 months, you know. He's been going outside more.
Fresh air. How does it feel?
It feels invigorating.
Good.
You know what? Something about how happy he looks, just like the pure joy of him just being outside. Just twirl around a little bit and have your neighbors ask, what the hell are you doing outside? So now we get to month 7 and he's actually taking a few steps, like around 7.
There you go.
I'm working harder than ever before this past month.
And now it's finally time to show Dr. Now all of his hard work that he's been doing.
Looking at you, you don't look like you lost any weight.
Ugh. I would blame the angle and the cameraman, but I gotta tell the audience, Gary, okay? Before this call, he was laying there in a food coma with fast food wrappers to the side of him. And then once Dr. Now called, the food was gone. So Gary gives him the same spiel over again.
I haven't been eating that much.
There was fast food on the table, Gary, and you hid it. Which makes me think you were eating that much, and also makes me think that you know you shouldn't have been eating that, because if you were loud and proud and big and bold, you would have left it on the table instead of probably kicking it off with your foot and your toenail. Anyway, so Gary has been going on and on about his mobility, that he can get up now, he's been outside, he's taking walks or like some steps. So Dr. Now wants to see it.
Show me what you can do.
Put your money where your mouth is, or where that fast food was, and show me.
Can somebody move that computer so I can see your feet?
Why do you want to see that?
Tip it down so we can see your feet.
Really into this feet stuff, Dr. Now. Anyway, the time is now. Get it? It's time to show everyone his 7 months of hard work.
1, 2, 3.
What happened?
Well, failure. He failed. I'm sorry that might be a little intense for some people, but this might be the worst I've ever seen anyone fail on this show. This is just sad in my opinion. It's been 7 months and he can't do it. I think I might agree that this is one of the biggest failures of my 600-pound life.
Well, I'm happy that I was able to show Dr. Now my progress. And he seemed pretty impressed.
And possibly the most delusional. This face does not seem impressed. Can we bring up a picture of Dr. Now smiling? Let me see. Is there anything? Dr. Now smiling. I found it. See, now that's impressed. The other one looks like he's quite irritated. And he was especially a little irritated in the next weigh-in because Gary weighs
759.30.
Damn, that's not good.
No, no, it's not good. It's almost been a year and he's lost 5 pounds when he's almost 800 pounds. So this time around, once again, walk of shame. Dr. Now says, I'll give you another 2 months.
If you do all that, then I'll bring you to Houston.
And before the call ends, Gary says,
I'm just ready to work hard and get that weight go down.
Okay, let's do it, Gary. I am rooting for you. I'm completely invested. So now we're at month 9. Gary is a new man. He is lifting weights in bed. He's got his diet like locked in hard.
I'm eating like a bird and cutting way back on my diet.
And he is just itching to get weight. So the same men come in, get him on the stretcher.
Today's weight is 753.
What?
Well, now Dr. Now pretty much said, look, dude, we can't work with you because you're refusing to work with us.
But I want to remind you that you don't have very much time. And if you don't start doing what you need, then this may not end up very well for you.
Damn, he ain't wrong though, right? Like, I didn't show everything, but watching him get on the stretcher with him just like them having to just slide him from the bed over to the stretcher, he was dripping wet, out of breath.
I'm nervous about my weight.
He looked so uncomfortable. You should at least be able to do that with a little bit more after almost a year. But before they finish the call, Gary has some last words for Dr. Now.
I'm gonna prove you wrong, Dr. Now, and I will come to Houston.
Which I absolutely love. The whole proving people wrong, oof, gives me the fire inside of me. But I just don't think he has a good mentality, in my opinion, a good support system. So I was very weary of looking up Gary because I thought they were gonna give me the whole, well, he died. But he's not passed away. I found his Facebook and very cool. All of his friends and family are on there. So on his Facebook, he's telling everybody, you gotta tune into TLC. You gotta watch me on TLC, my 600-pound life. And after that came out, people, like a lot of his old friends from his school, people that knew him, his family members are in his comment section, really giving him praise, a lot of praise, and just saying, you can do this, you got this, God's got you, God's plan. Gary actually said that a lot in his posts. It's always about God's plan. God's got a plan for him. And if anyone ever criticizes him, his friends and family end up calling them like haters, and he doesn't need these type of people in his life.
You can't wash yourself up, and you think I'ma be mad if you mad at me? You think I'ma give a f? I got all my movements. I don't give a f if your fat ass is mad. Stay mad. Maybe you'll lose some damn weight. You know, I watched the 600 and 1,000-pound people to see how stupid the people around them are. How you can't tell me that somebody that's big as hell finna be running my life telling me what to do. I just watched this big fat talk about having a lazy caregiver. It's wash, rinse, dry.
Gary, don't listen to this woman. She's judging you, and you just stay positive and keep working. What did he work on, Vanessa? If we break down what happened over the 9 months that we saw on TLC, he lost a total of 6 pounds and can stand up and walk a few steps, which is just a tiny bit iffy because at the end of the episode, the very end, they catch back up with Gary when he's with his PT, and after he gets up, takes like very minimal steps. He asks, how many steps did I take? Or I took like a lot, right?
That was good.
That was awesome.
How many steps?
And this face right here says, he was not supposed to ask me. I wasn't even counting. I was just trying to stay positive because it wasn't that great, especially after 9 months.
Like 7 or 8.
I'm a little confused as to why he wanted people to see this show so badly, because the way that he was making it sounded like he was going to really kill it on the show, but really the food is killing him. Because I don't like to end things in just a kind of like negative tone. I like to keep things fun and most importantly, educational, which means we are going to go to the place where Gary and many people, at least in America, have trouble with, the kitchen.
You take the moon and you take the sun.
You take everything that seems like fun.
As many of you guys know, I used to struggle with BED. Most of my family does. The saying, you get it from your family, you do, because I grew up the same way. We never had a limit on food. And I noticed on Gary's TikTok, his meal prep are these pre-made store-bought salads. That is a great start, but I would definitely be hungry on. And the first rule when it comes to BED is to do not let yourself get hungry. So let me just show you a meal in my kitchen that I have been eating since I was losing weight. It keeps me full. I like the taste, which means I am happy, and I will not go to McDonald's and hide my food like you were when Dr. Now called you. Gary, let's go. So we're gonna get our rice started because we're making stir fry. A lot of people will tell you have to have brown rice. Guys, I've been having jasmine rice since I used to compete. We have our rice in the pot, and while that's cooking, it doesn't take very long, we can get the meat started. I love lean ground chicken. It's 170 per 4 ounces, but if you don't wanna cook raw meat, you can get roasted chicken from the grocery store and just take off the skin and have the white meat. This is literally my fast food. My dogs know the sound of it, so they think they're getting some chicken treats. All right, but today we're gonna have my ground chicken. So we get soy sauce, I use onion powder, a little bit of salt with minced garlic, and this is supposed to have ginger, but I guess I just picked up a second thing of minced garlic, so. But ginger tastes really good in here. And then I like to top it because it makes me feel fancy with sesame seeds. I like to add a little bit of water in here too. And while it's cooking, I like to add in the soy sauce. Let's see if I can make it all the way over here with this, with a camera in my hand. Make sure to add all your seasonings and anything that you like to make it taste really good. Let's cut some fruit while our meat is finishing up. I also like adding some grapes into this as well, just so I have a different fruit too. And I don't eat all of these in one sitting or all of this whole thing in one sitting. I like to measure it all out, write down the calories in my food journal, and I keep it in the refrigerator so then I can snack on that throughout the day because I am a snacker, and whenever I come into the kitchen, I like to have a little snack. And this way, calories are already counted and written in the journal, and I know exactly what I'm eating. I actually love this between filming because sometimes, for some reason, I be losing a lot of energy when I'm filming and I just need a quick pick-me-up, and what's better than some fruit? And yes, of course, we always measure them out. All right, guys, rice is done. That literally only took about 10 minutes. I put about 50 grams of rice because this meal, I'm focused way more on the protein. Protein keeps you more full, and if you make it at home, you're gonna get a lot more because the grocery stores always make it seem like they're giving you a lot of protein, but they're not. They're just increasing your price. That right there is only 3.9 ounces of protein, so 4 ounces. We get 2 more ounces. All right, so now to make this a lot more appetizing, because right now it just looks like ground chicken and ew, gross. I like to get a little fancy. Anyway, so let's add some edamame. We're gonna add about 1 ounce of avocado. I know it looks gross, but you know what happens to avocados when you put it into the refrigerator. Squeeze lime in before I even start eating, and then I put another lime in because I like to add some more while I'm eating. Now time for the sauces, and this is my favorite sauce because it's got sugar in it, let's be honest. Sweet chili sauce, which is why you got to measure it out. There's already 6 grams of sugar for only 15 grams, and that's why the scale is very important because I could drink this. The last thing I like to put on this dish is sriracha sauce. I don't know if this is like normal to do, but I found that I just love it. It might not look delicious to you, but y'all, it is delicious to me. I love it. My dogs are always very interested whenever I come. Look at him, he's already licking his lips. So we have our fruit, we've got our main meal. We also have these roasted teriyaki seaweed chips that are only 30 calories that for some reason just make this meal And you're looking for a meal that keeps you full, quick to make, took about 10 minutes. Stir fry has always been the answer for me. It's fast, I like the taste, and most importantly, I'm full! Now remember, you do not have to be a size 2. Having big biceps is so fun to scare away all the boys, but not needed to be healthy. But health is very important, and whenever I watch my 600-pound life, it constantly reminds me to, girl, take a walk, and you do not need that third cookie. And being healthy is very important, and I want all of you guys, especially Gary, to find their health, be able to move, walk, jump, and play like everybody else, and have an absolute wonderful time. Now, while I still have you here, why don't you hang out with me a little bit more? We just talked about the total black woman right here on YouTube who took her lies a little too far. That will all be linked below, and I will see all of you guys next time.
Welcome to my life. Food is all I look forward to. My 600-pound life. Food never leaves me. Welcome to my life. My 600-pound life. My 600-pound life.